Hello Libra, Libra Rising, and Libra Moon people. This is your weekly astrological and card horoscope for the week starting March 20th, 2017. And a quick heads up for you guys, stay tuned. I'm going to be putting up a video here soon about why people ask for you to look at your rising sign and kind of give you the 411 on all of that. I can't promise it's going to be watered down and not technical. It probably will be technical, but it will be educational, and that's good. And of course, if you ever want to get a session, you can always follow the links below, or go to integrativemysticism.com. So what is going on with your astrology this week? This week is a very relaxing, easy week, especially Monday through Thursday. You don't really have a whole lot going on. We do have the Sun moving into Aries on the equinox, and it's actually going to be lighting up your 7th house of partnerships. The focus is going to go on your closest one-on-one relationships, your best friend, your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, business partner, roommates, all of those people that you spend all of your time with, well, most of your time with. And the Sun is talking about trying to get some cleansing going on here, get some healing going on here, making things tighter, making things more improved, making the quality time more available and getting more out of the time that we spend with each other, less frivolity, more bonding, getting things closer and tighter. And that's going to be a theme that's with you all the way up through the 3rd week of April. Now later on in the week, on Thursday, overnight Friday, Mercury is in this area as well, forming an opposition to Jupiter currently retrograde in your sign. And there may be a need to look at where something that we have been basically putting together with a partner is not turning out the way we expected. And it's not a bad thing, it's not the end of the world, but something about this project, this joint effort, or maybe it's the relationship or the business partnership or the home, whatever, turned out to be completely different than we anticipated, and it's going to need to be back to the drawing board. Now, that's not a bad thing, sometimes we'll just come into mutual agreement. It's okay to observe that something's not right. We can say something's not right or something's not to spec without hurting anyone's feelings, I hope. And this will give us a chance to sort of reevaluate what is, when we may have taken a bad turn. Again, this is something that's going to be easy to fix because Mercury is working on the fixing. It's on the fixing. So I think that if we're just okay with this and acknowledging what it is, or maybe you want to bring it up to your partner, like, look, I know we were going to plan on moving, but that's not the neighborhood or the town or the house that I wanted. Or a business partnership, look, I know we said we were going to do this, but now it's this is going down a road that I don't want it to go down, or I don't feel comfortable with it going down. This is the time we want to have that conversation. Over the weekend, the Sun is going to be conjunct Venus, currently retrograde in this area. And again, we're kind of talking about where people might not necessarily be taking constructive criticism or taking these powwows too well, and trying to figure out if we can just sort of, get rid of that insecurity. The reason I said what I said before, just a second ago, is because sometimes people literally will feel bad, even if we just observe a problem that they even know is a problem. It's kind of like, look, I know you want to pretend it doesn't exist. I know that you feel bad that somebody else is pointing it out, but it needs to be pointed out. And with the Sun conjunct Venus retrograde, what happens is that, the Sun is kind of a comforting energy. It kind of calms that down. So we can get to work on fixing this, on patching this, getting this back up to spec, whatever, again, it is you got going on with your partner. So what's going on with your cards this week? Well, for your spiritual advice, we do have the card of the Oath. Okay? So the card of the Oath is basically saying this is the week where a lot of people are going to be fulfilling their promises to you. Okay? Or maybe you are going to be put on notice to fulfill your end of a deal or your end of a bargain that you have made to another person. And the Oath card is interesting because the Oath talks about promises and agreements and how important those are to being able to move on to the next step. A promise itself doesn't really mean anything because it's just kind of promising to do something. It's not the actual act of doing something. And the Oath card is basically saying there's a lot of loose ends that people need to tie up with you, and that you need to tie up with them this week. Now luckily, again, with Mercury as well as the Sun moving through an area that talks about tightening your one-on-one relationships, and we've also got this lovely energy going on with Jupiter retrograde in your sign, we're trying to get more out of what we already have on the table. So I think it is actually all going to be for the best. For your Earth sector, when it comes to your work and finances, we have the Two of Cups upright. Beautiful card for those of you who are looking for new work, looking to score new contacts, new clients, new customers, or even a new employer. Because the Two of Cups upright indicates chemistry wherever it goes. And this could be chemistry with an individual, this could be chemistry with an organization, but the compatibility is there. You know, it's going to be effortless to get what you want out of, you know, whether it's the perfect pay, the perfect schedule, the right benefits. The Two of Cups is kind of saying this is a match made in heaven coming to you on the financial and professional front. For those of you who are just interested in money in general, there is going to be an opportunity, again, to actually score some kind of deal or a partnership this week, even if you're not usually in the business of forming business partnerships. But we want to hear this other person out because, again, it's a match made in heaven. For your communications with air, when it comes to your friends, your relatives, the others in your life, you have the Queen of Cups reversed. Now this week there could be some challenges coming from a friend or a relative who's really gone into that really victim kind of place, alright? Whether it's self-victimizing behavior or career victim behavior. And some people go into the victim place because, well, let's face it, nobody expects anything from the victim. We don't expect them to do, you know, anything. We don't expect to be productive, but we don't expect them to, you know, have any responsibilities. And this could be a problem, especially if this friend or relative is somebody that, you know, maybe in weeks, months, years past, has kind of made it seem like you can count on them. Well, now they can't. You know, so they're going to cause some problems for themselves, because when this Oath card comes up, you better be able to pay the piper. And with the Queen of Cups reversed, this could be, you know, a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, most likely female, alright? Could be a male, but I am holding a queen. But I feel like what's happening here is that this person, again, is not willing to play ball, or not willing to uphold their end of the bargain. And I think maybe what's happening is like, it's almost like they're taking offense that you would hold them to their own word. Now, lesson learned, never count on this person again. But we're just going to have to face that with her, unfortunately. Sometimes you gotta. Some people are only there for, you know, so much. They can only do so much. You gotta come at people where they are. For your challenges with fire, we do have the Fool card upright. This can be a very interesting card for a challenge because it can talk about more of a headspace. And for you, it has to be, well, Libra, when are you willing to maybe trust that newer can be better? Okay? Newer can be better. Sometimes we try to, you know, we think history is going to hold something together. History is going to prove that this friend is still the person that they were. Or history is going to prove that, you know, this family relationship, you know, makes me obligated to include this person even though they're no good for it. Kind of like that Queen of Cups reversed. Well, that's not always the case. And sometimes the Fool card upright can be trust in something that is a completely different perspective or a completely different culture, or possibly even trust that somebody has turned over a new leaf and they have changed. Alright? Somebody you have not spoken to in a long, long time. And the Fool card upright is saying the challenge is fighting that jadedness. You know, kind of fighting the hurt and the anger that's left back there. Because we all hold grudges, believe me. But I think that with, you know, with the Fool card upright, at some point in time that grudge is ours to bear because the person we have the grudge against doesn't exist anymore. For your emotions with water and your romantic life, we've got the Magician card reversed. Be careful this week when it comes to anyone putting on a show, trying way too hard to win you over. Because the Magician card reversed doesn't necessarily mean that we have a bad person, or a shyster, or that kind of huckster, hustler kind of person. It could. It could. Check your rising sign to be sure. But with the Magician card reversed, it can indicate somebody who is trying way too hard to kind of present to you who they want to be, but not who they really are. And even who they want to be might not even be right for you. Because sometimes with the Magician card reversed, we have people trying to win us over, when in actuality they're completely turning us off because they're being either dishonest, or again they're being fake, they're putting up a front. Or maybe we have a person who is not comfortable in who they are, so they're kind of misappropriating another identity. Now, with the Magician card reversed, it's not telling me whether or not this person is still good or bad, because we don't know what's underneath. but don't fawn over the front. That's the message here. For those of you who are currently coupled, the Magician card reverse says you might be getting a little bit frustrated with your partner. Or your partner might be getting frustrated with you because it seems like somebody's like changing into a new person way too fast. Like working really, really hard to fit into a new group or fit into a new identity really, really fast. And I've seen this card show up for people who do that, you know, and again, it could be for the purest of intentions, but they're kind of just, you know, they're just kind of diving all in. And it is going to feel like we don't know this person this week. Or maybe you're the one doing that. You're kind of diving all in and you're kind of piling all this stuff on. Make sure that this is understood to be just a part of that journey and not necessarily the new person that's going to be there forever. Okay? I think that some people just some people do the pendulum thing and they have to go to an extreme. They can't do bite sizes. That might be what's going on here with your partner. So that is your horoscope. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And of course, if you'd like to get a session, you can always follow the links below, or go to integrativemysticism.com.